In the last lecture, we have already discussed about why data is so much important when it comes to research. Because data is the one which is working as an input. If the input is incorrect, the end result or conclusion of research is going to be equally incorrect. And if you want to solve your problem, if you want to solve your issue, or you want to come up with the outcome which is going to help you carry out your business properly, you need to be very careful while collecting the information from people, okay, and even selecting the samples. Now sample selection, how you can make it more scientific, that we have seen with the different methods that you can use depending on the population and depending on the purpose, okay, and depending on the availability of resources. Now, even if you think about carrying out detailed research, but if you don't have sufficient amount of researchers, sufficient amount of manpower, sufficient amount of money, sufficient amount of time, then in that case also you cannot carry out research in more detail. But since that issue needs to be resolved, since that whatever problem that you have needs to be resolved, so for that reason you have to be more careful, okay, with whatever resources you have, how you can plan your research, right? Once the now we have already seen what is meant by research, how the research process is, how the plan or a research design is prepared, okay, and then we have seen how to select the samples, okay, sampling design also we have seen. Now the next thing is, when you actually start with the research, okay, before going for that, you need to know the kind of a data which is available for you to carry out research, okay. So those that data can be categorized into the primary or secondary data. Now just try and understand the relation between these two, okay, and the thing is what exactly the primary and secondary data is. Now, whenever you think about doing anything, let it be research or any other thing, what we do, normally we have a tendency to check if something is already available relating to the problem that you have. So, normally what we do is we go for secondary data first. Can you understand what I'm saying? So normally whenever you face any trouble, any issue, or you start or you think about starting the research, what you're going to do is you are going to check if the information is already available. So the first thing that we do is the information which is already available, that we are going to check. And that information is nothing but the secondary data. So data which is already available. Okay. So when we are talking about the data, we are talking about the data which is already available. Now that is also called as a second hand data. Okay. So just like we say second hand car, second hand something, right? So second hand data it is also called as, because you haven't prepared that data yourself. That data is already available. You are just using it, right? So that is the reason why most of the times we are going to, whenever we face any kind of a trouble with respect to research, we are going to first check out the data which is available. Now, there are two things why we refer to the earlier available data. One thing, when you are creating your research plan, it becomes easy for you to understand what is already available and what needs to be go for, means needs to be searched for. Okay. Again, if you refer to the data which is already available, it will give you some idea, or it will help you understand as to what all details needs to be covered in your research. So this data is going to help you in planning your research, as well as it will help you understand what exactly needs to be collected and what information is already available, right? Now suppose if I now in this particular semester you're going to carry out one research project or a research article or a small research project you are supposed to prepare. Now if I'll ask you to select the topics and just check out how you can prepare the project, the first thing that you are going to do is you are going to check the earlier projects of some senior students or projects from the library. Now what you are doing, you are availing or referring to the data which is already available. Why is it so? Do you want to copy that project? Not always. You want to just check out what is already available okay, and you will get certain guidelines as to how it is to be done, or how the flow of a research should be. That is the reason why we go for secondary data. Now, since secondary data is already available, if I'll be referring to this data only and I'll be carrying out research, I'm not going for primary data at all, because whatever I need, I have got that information in this particular data, right? So I required, suppose, result of first year students, right? Or I required result of, suppose, last year student. Now that the data is already available, I just want to find out, okay, with respect to submissions of projects, or with respect to some compliance, how many of the people haven't done the compliance. So in that case, the data is already available. So what I have to do is just I have to collect that data and how to process it. That's it, right? And that is the reason why now this data is sufficient, then I'll not go for primary data. Now, next thing, I want to carry out some research, okay, with respect to feedback, right? Now, you may have seen feedback is already collected, right? You may have seen key before the exams, you may have filled up feedback forms. Since it is your last year, they may have miss last year, so up second year ka feedback form you may have filled up, right? So you can understand you may have already given feedback. Now that is the data which is already available, but I want to specifically go for feedback with respect to something, right? Now, what I'll do, I'll check out the already available data and I'll check what is not covered in that data. I'll ask those questions, right? So same thing, I'll first check what is already available. Then I'll decide whether I'll require primary data or not, okay? So if I require, then I'll think about what data is available and what needs to be collected. If it is not or it is sufficient, whatever is available that is sufficient for me, then I'll not go for primary data collection, right? So why I'm not going for this, I'm going to use only this, is you can understand the reason. Now, next thing, when it comes to resources, okay, now to carry out research, you need to spend on resources. Now, what all resources that you may be spending on? So you are spending on money, okay, you are going to spend on manpower or researcher you have to appoint, or people to collect the data you have to appoint. Then you have to spend so much of time in collecting the information, right? So all these things, manpower, money, time, all that can be saved if you are referring to the already available data. Now the next question comes, if this is saving your so many resources, why to go for primary data then? Why not to only stick to the secondary data, right? The next question that comes to your mind is that if this is giving you more benefit, why we are going for primary data? Now, suppose the kind of a data which you are thinking about collecting, okay, such kind of a data is not available. One thing, okay, this secondary data is not available. Okay, just see what we are thinking about. When secondary data is not available, then you have to go for primary data, right? Now, data is available, but it is insufficient. It is not sufficient, okay? So then also you have to go for primary data collection, because the data which is already there is not going to fulfill my requirement. So what I'll do, so I'll check if the data is sufficient for my research. If not, then I have to go for primary data collection. Now, there are some advantages of this particular data collection method and some advantages of this method, and both the methods have disadvantages. Okay. Now, if you can understand the sources, you can easily understand the advantages and disadvantages. As we have seen here, resources are saved. Okay, that is a bigger advantage. The most important advantage of this particular data collection method is you will be saving on resources. So you will be saving your manpower, time and money. Okay, so with already data available data, it becomes easy for you to process that data and then come up with some conclusions, right? So if you see, okay, so it is going to save your resources. Since it is already available, your efforts, your energy will be saved. And one thing, you can complete the task of research within lesser time. Because once you have created a research plan, directly you have started working on the data processing. You haven't collected the data, directly data processing you have started because data is available, right? So in case of a primary data collection method, first you'll be preparing a plan, then you have to collect the data, okay? And I'll tell you, in the entire research process, the most time or more of a time that is spent on data collection. Why? Because that if you are not collecting proper data, your conclusion will not be proper or it will not be accurate, right? For that reason, data collection is very important. You cannot skip it when it is required, right? And for collecting information, it requires so much of time. You have to plan all those activities properly and all, right? Now, if this is saving your resources, this is already available and going to result into the timely research. Now, why we should go for primary data? Because something that has come up with, which is not having any earlier reference, in that case, you have to go for primary data collection. Okay. Now, first thing that is, this is secondary data. This is called as a data which is collected, first hand data. Okay. Now, first time when you are collecting the information, okay, that you can also call this as the data which is original. Okay, data which is more genuine in nature, because now this data is already collected by someone else. Do you know how authentic this data is? Because you do not know how that person has, how seriously, how sincerely he has collected that information. Then if this information is correct or incorrect, that also you don't know, because this is already available, somebody else has done it. Okay, this is data which is collected by someone else, which you are referring. So you don't know whether this data is authentic or he has just put up that data as it is, right? So this data is original. Since this is original and collected by you, you know how sincerely you have collected the data. The next question again will be relating to this is, so since it is original, this is more authentic for your research. If something that is very problematic and you want to solve, okay, for that reason you want information from all the different employees so that that problem can get resolved. Not instead of depending on this, since the problem is so much critical, you have to go for primary data collection because you want authentic information. You will not be relying on anyone else, right? And the reason being, you can understand the major advantages. First hand data hai, it is original, so it is more authentic. We don't know about this. This may be sufficient, may not be sufficient for your research, that we have to identify. Sufficient hai or nahi hai sufficient, that we have to identify. This will be as per your requirement. So obviously it will be sufficient and it will be appropriate for your research, because you know what you require and only that information you will collect. Right? So hope you understood this difference. Then we'll see advantages and disadvantages. First, we'll see the sources. Right? Have you understood this? So secondary data is the data which is already available. So it may be the data which is already available in some or the other form, and it may be the data which is collected by someone else. Now I'll just give you example. Sales reports, right? Production reports, last 5 years may how much production that you have done. So that data is not created for your research. That data is already there. Just you are keeping records of the sales done in every year, quarterly sales, quarterly production. Okay. You are also maintaining data of general normal feedbacks about of the customers. Okay. Now that is a secondary data which is already available, right? So you have faced some trouble or faced some problem because of which you are trying to search the information, right? Now that is the primary data. Specific information you are searching. So here this information may be general, okay, not specific with your needs. So you will check out first whatever is already available data, if it is sufficient, if it is sufficient or not. If not sufficient, then you need to go for primary data collection. So why we are all the times referring to the secondary data first is because it is going to save your resources. Okay. So in terms of money, in terms of manpower, your efforts, energy, time, all that will be saved because this data is already available. Just you have to create the plan and you have to process the data and come up with an outcome. But when it comes to primary data, first thing you have to create the plan. You have to define population properly. You have to define the samples properly. Then you have to collect the data, and data collection is going to take so much of time. And then you are going to process the data and you will come up with the conclusion. Right? So it is going to require more time, more energy, more efforts, more money, more manpower. All that will be spent on primary data collection. Okay, so the major advantage of secondary data is resources are saved, and major advantage, disadvantage of this method is you'll require more resources, more energy, more all these resources are required more. The time required will be more, right? So that is the major advantage. The major advantage of this is you get authentic data. Major disadvantage of this is you may not get sufficient data, right? So we are going to see these advantages and disadvantages. So hope you have understood at least what primary data and secondary data means.